Hey everyone, it's Diego Viteri. Welcome to a new video of Viteri Boxing. Today I will show you how to do shadow boxing and improve your footwork. What is shadow boxing? Shadow boxing is basically using your imagination to fight an imaginary opponent. You have to be able to use all of your techniques during your shadow boxing. A boxer is as good as his shadow boxing. So whatever you do when you are shadow boxing, you are going to do inside the ring. So that's why it's really important to work your footwork, your every single technique, because that's gonna be how you box inside the ring. So let's begin. So before you learn how to do shadow boxing like a pro, you need to know these 4 rules. Rule number 1 is to always have a full range of motion whenever you throw a punch. So whenever you throw a punch, make sure you do the full extension of your arm, because if you do just half punches, you're going to seem faster, but you're killing the technique, and you can never kill the technique just to seem a little bit faster. Remember that we are working our muscles and our brain to program ourselves and to make all of our movements automatic in the ring. We don't have time whenever we're in the ring to think about the mechanical stuff. We can't think about our thumb, our shoulder, if our feet are correct. We always have to fight automatic, react to our opponent. So make sure you're training correctly, use the full extension of your arms, because you are gonna use that inside the ring. So think during training and react and be subconscious during the fight. Rule number 2 is to always have a connection with your arms and legs. Whenever you are punching, make sure to do a step with each punch. Even if you are in the same spot, make sure you are moving your feet. You have to use your footwork at all times. Remember that boxing is all about the kinetic change, moving your whole body for every punch, so make sure you're using it. Otherwise, you're actually not boxing. If you're just rolling your shoulders or just doing like your arms, that's not boxing. If you are not using your footwork, you are doing maybe fitness, but not boxing. So use your footwork and all the kinetic change if you want to do a good shadow boxing. Rule number 3 is to work on your defense. Most people attack all the time. They're always winning with their shadow boxing. They're always attacking, but they're never using defense. So whenever you do shadow boxing, you have to either work one of the 3 things. You either use your blocks, you catch punches, you parry them, you use your body to slip, you bob and whip, or you use your footwork. You look for angles, you look for a pivot here, for a pivot over here, you break the line of attack. So you have to use whatever of the 3. Your arms to catch punches, your body, or your footwork. Remember that boxing is the game to hit and don't get hit. Rule number 4 is to breathe out whenever you do a punch, or make sure you are breathing when you are shadow boxing. Whenever you do shadow boxing, you have like a tank, an oxygen tank, and each punch you do lowers your oxygen supply. So whenever you punch, you go shh, shh, and always leave the biggest exhale for the powerful punch. So you go like shh, 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 for the biggest punch, always. You go 1, 2, shh, and you throw with all your power, but at the end. But always make sure to use an exhale, and after you punch, make sure you inhale and use your diaphragm. That's gonna help you to loosen up, relax, and to manage your emotions. Remember that boxing is a stressful situation. You're gonna have fear, and it's normal, but if you use your breathing correctly with your diaphragm, exhale, inhale when you're out, you're gonna manage all of that emotions, and it's gonna be really easy. If you are a beginner, forget about being fast. You have to be able to do it really slow. First of all, work on your coordination and the mechanics and the fundamentals. Work on really basic combinations like the 1-2 or 1-2-3, and make sure to use all of the rules. Full extension, to breathe out, like stop at the end of each punch, and make sure that each single detail is in the correct way. Your foot, your knee, your hip, your shoulder, your thumb, everything has to be in the correct way. Don't rush, because boxing is not about going faster. It's exactly the same as if you have a building. The first floor or the base has to be really strong before you can go to any other floor in order to build another floor. So make sure you're working really slow, making sure you're using all of the rules I just named before, and working basic combinations. If you're an experienced boxer, you have to forget about the mechanics of the movements. You already work on the fundamentals, so you have to be able to work on tactics and strategies, using everything, using your feints, using your speed, because all of the speed is going to translate into the ring. So if you work really slow, of course you can't work correctly in the ring in a fight. That's just the first step. So now it's the moment to work on the feints, to work on frames, to break the line of attack, to work on your pivots, to switch your stances, create space. Imagining an opponent, that's the rule number one when you're an advanced boxer. You have to imagine different kind of boxers. Imagine an aggressive fighter, you're feeling his pressuring, so you move your footwork, you feint him, you use your jab, you feint low, you go high. So you have to use every single detail here, but you are not thinking of the mechanics. You're just flowing. You're just having rhythm, you're having coordination, because you already know the fundamentals. So make sure to have really strong base before going into this kind of shadow boxing. So the best way you can work at home is using different cones that are going to help you to improve your footwork using your shadow boxing. So what I've used here are 5 different cones and one in the middle. The one in the middle is going to represent your opponent, and what this represents are different angles, positioning. Remember that human chess is all about positioning, where you can hit and your opponent can hit you. So what you're going to do is a combination of shadow boxing using all of the rules I mentioned before. You're going to use a combination, and you are going to get out not in the same line, so in different lines. You finish with your combination and you move out. You finish with your combination and you move out. You get out of any of the sides. You can use even longer distance. You can move in the outside. You can move here. You can punch in any side. So make sure to use your footwork and use all of the rules. Try to imagine an opponent here. You don't see a cone here. You see an opponent here. Throwing punches. So feint, you slip your punches, catch punches, and try to move to different positions. Remember that there are no excuses to train boxing, especially shadow boxing. You don't need any equipment. You can use it in any place. You can do it in the shower. You can do it whenever the microwave is on. You have a timer. So make sure to train shadow boxing in any place, and there are no excuses to do it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, because we're just starting to create all of this new human chess around the world. So make sure to share with your friends. I'll see you next week for more classes.